taken back when they meet you and you're different?
Yeah, I have to say, I've had a few people like come up to me and they're like this, hi, and I'm like, hi, how are you? Where did you get your sweater? That is so cute. I saw one like it at Target. And then like literally, then they don't know what to do. They're like, ah, you're so chatty. I think I've actually I've out-talked people. I'm like, really? Now what does your 3-year-old do? Are you pod? And they're just like, I've got to catch this. That's my cab. And I'm like, oh, all right, well later. You know, because I'm just a little chatty.
Okay, you have such an eclectic kind of life and background and everything. You never watched television growing up.
I did not, which is crazy because I love TV so much, and
maybe that's why you love it, or
maybe so. I mean, I moved to Jakarta, Indonesia when I was 2, and we lived there till I was 14, and there was no television back then, back in the day. Date myself a little bit, but
But they just didn't. That just was a luxury.
No, there was no television.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't get anything. And we would come to the U.S. in the summers, and I literally was like, magic box. And I would just, like, sit there. And my mom couldn't get me to go outside. I was just, like, I was mesmerized. I fell in love with the Carol Burnett show.
Oh, who didn't enjoy that?
I just loved it so much. And
it had everything, variety.
Yeah, and it was so funny to me. And my mom asked my sister and I what we wanted to be when we grew up. And I said Carol Burnett. And my mom said she remembered thinking, oh, I'm in trouble. And but then my sister said a dump truck driver. So, you know, so my uncle was driving a dump truck at the time. And my sister thought that was the coolest thing. But she's a school teacher, so she's...
So when you say Carol Burnett, is that what gave you your passion to go into?
I just loved it from the very beginning, and now I totally see it as that was sort of a gift, like because I knew what I wanted to be so early, and my mom would try to like deter me with other things, and I was like, no, and I would write little skits, and I'd be like, Dad, you're the mailman, but you're angry today. Mom, you've had a long day. Like I'd make all my family do all this stuff, and I just always knew that's what I wanted to be.
Do you think that's part of the creativity, that play that children are missing now? Because, you know, they sit in front of a box and are entertained instead of learning to be creative.
You're right, because I did all of my creativity. I had to make things up, and I didn't have television. Although, when I was 10 in Indonesia, we got Little House on the Prairie Sunday at 1 o'clock, and we got 20 minutes. That was it. And then it would go...
Your parents gave you 20 minutes?
No. The channel, the one channel in Jakarta at the time, would get 20 minutes feed of Little House on the Prairie. I don't know where it came from.
The show is longer.
I know, and I can't even tell you, like, the Christmas special, it was like, baby has a fever, Pa's going out in the snow, and then static. And I was like, but what happened to Pa? And is the baby okay? I still don't know. I don't know. Like, I need to buy it, like in a box set, and get caught up.
I'm gonna get you a box set.
Will you really?
Yes, I am.
I'm so excited.
That is so fun.
Yeah, it's totally, I mean, but...
No wonder you got into it. You wanted resolve.
I did. I was like, what's happening on the magic box?
So you come over here and you move out to LA, right? And what the first job you got was on Conan?
I was interning in New York. He was in New York at the time, and I got this internship through college on Conan O'Brien, and they only allowed 2 interns in the studio, the writer's assistant, and that guy, his position was already filled, and then Max Weinberg, who was the leader of the band, the drummer, he got an intern, and they wanted someone that knew a lot about music. So the first day they asked me, like, do you know music? I'm like, do I know music? I know everything. And so they were like, okay.
Did you know?
Nothing. Nothing. And I just wanted to be in the studio because they would rehearse the skits and everything. And
can you imagine? That's not something you fudge.
No, and let me tell you, I was in some hot water for a while just because I was like always like, sure, no problem. Then I round the corner, I'd be like, he wants I don't know, some kind of drumstick that has a certain thing on the end. And you know, it's probably like the most basic thing, but I never had any idea.
Did they have any idea that you didn't know? Did you fudge it well?
I don't know. We'd have to, you know, I was on Conan. I should ask the band, like, next time I see them, because literally, like, a major band would be coming in, and people would be flipping out, and I'd have, like, no clue. I'd be like, look at these guys. Look at their outfits. I have no idea who I was talking to. I'm sure I embarrassed myself.
Did you listen to much music when you were in
Indonesia? I didn't really, and then but I am the person that I know 3 words to every song. So I literally am like, and then it went on the floor, and that's all I know. And it can be the most popular song, and people are like, I can't believe you only know those 3 words. I'm horrible on a road trip. I like make people crazy.
I think you're hysterical. Okay, there's more things I want to talk to you about. Can we sing Going Out with 3 words?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. All right. Sitting on a big chair, wearing a red dress. See? That's what I do. It's like so ridiculous.
Funny. Stay with us. We will be back with more from Angela. Stick around.
Next, Angela Kinsey talks about her latest project to help new moms.
I know the exact career that I want.
Okay. What is it, Munchkin?
I want to be the editor of The New Yorker and the youngest freelance journalist to be published in the New York Times, LA Times, Boston Herald, and the Chicago Tribune.
You have had some time to think about this then, huh?
Every day since I was 8.
Okay. Well, what about college? I can help you decide what college to go to.
No, I've got to get into Northwestern.
All right. Where is that exactly?
Illinois.
Never heard of it.
You came up with that line.
Yeah.
Okay, we are back with Angela Kinsey. The movie, Struck by Lightning, it just coming out. Now tell us about your character, because you were saying you improvised that.
Well, I got to improvise a little bit. I mean, Chris wrote this great movie about just, you know, high school is so hard.
It is.
And family during that time can be tricky too, because I feel like kids are growing and parents don't want them to grow in some ways, and sometimes they do. And he wrote this great script, but they had this character of this guidance counselor, and there wasn't a lot on the page. She was kind of just vanilla, and I was like, ooh, I can have fun with her. So we came up with this whole backstory that they gave me like a prosthetic butt that you never even see. Like I had a big tush, and I just got to improvise, and I was really clueless about, oh, there's my butt. Yeah. I was so excited. It was like my Kardashian moment. I was like, oh.
Your Kardashian moment.
Yeah. I walked around different and everything. I was kind of liked it.
You were with the Groundlings, weren't you?
Yeah, I studied at the Groundlings, and then I went and did iOS, so it's a lot of improv and stuff.
And do you think that improv really helped you as far as...
Yeah, absolutely. I think it just allows you to live in the moment, and you're not thinking like, oh, I want to say something clever, or oh, I should say this. You're just trying to just be right here with someone. I think that's a good life philosophy.
It is. It's a great life. Now, you said Chris, he wrote and no, he didn't direct it.
No, Brian Danley directed it.
Okay.
Very great director. Yeah.
How was it working with him?
Oh, it was great. And Chris, you know, I made him laugh a few times, and that was so fun because he's so lovely. And I improvised, and he would crack up. And then, so there's some fun outtakes. If you see the movie, definitely check out the outtakes.
Okay. So we were talking on the break. You have a daughter.
I do.
And
I
how
have
old?
the cutest daughter. She's 4.5. Isabel. There she is.
Oh, what a doll.
That's my cutie pie.
Motherhood changes your life.
It's the best thing. It is so wonderful. And all the cliches I ever heard are absolutely true. Like, you never knew you could love like this. It just opens up your life and your heart in a way that's so profound.
So you rapped us out a commercial. I hear you rap with your daughter. Is that?
Oh my gosh. Well, my daughter and I are always singing and doing silly things. And I thought, I used to sing Itsy Bitsy Spider to her, but I started rapping it. And I thought that was kind of cool. And she thought it was cool. And so I told one of her teachers at preschool, and they were like, you should come and do it at the school. So I go. I'm like, okay, this is fun. I perform, and there's this little room of all these little people. And I go, I said, oh, Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down in the rain and water. And I'm doing this whole thing. And no, it's embarrassing.
What did they do?
No, and then I look at them, and as I look at them, they're like this. And then I panicked, so then I got bigger. Out came the sun. I was doing all this stuff. It just like was worse. And I look in the back, and Isabel's like this. She's so into it. But the other kids were not into it. It was embarrassing. Yeah.
Kids can be scary audience.
Oh my God.
They can be terrifying.
Like, lady, you're nuts. Thanks for stopping by.
My kids are like, Mom, stop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very funny. Now, you're involved with what is this called? Citrus Lane?
Yes, Citrus Lane. You can check it out. They're an online company, citruslane.com, and there's such a great group of women. I went, their boardroom is like all ladies. It's like so awesome. We love you too, fellas, but it was cool for me to go in a room of like awesome moms. They research these products. They
and
find
how are you involved with them?
I'm sort of their ambassador. I'm just helping them get the word out because they're a small startup company, and they're a group of moms. They research all these products for different age groups. You can design a box for your specific age child, 0 to 5, and you get a box a month. I think they're $25 a month, and so it's a really reasonable price. I give them as a baby shower gift.
And you mean it's like a fruit of the month or something?
Yeah, exactly. But they do them around like back to school. So you got a lunch box, a book about going back to school, things for their lunch box. And I think when you become a parent, at least when I did, I was kind of overwhelmed by how much is out there, and they really try to find great companies and things that have been vetted and researched. So it's kind of great. I'm really proud of them. They're wonderful women. I'm happy to be working with them.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
So they kind of do the legwork for you.
Yes, they totally do. Yeah.
Well, it is a pleasure to have you here today.
Thanks so much.
And you are nothing like your character.
Well, thank goodness.
Nothing.
Thank you.